Welcome back to the Cruis'n Family YouTube channel. My name is Chris, and in this episode, I'll be giving you my full review on MSC's newest ship, the MSC World America. We set sail April 26th and finished the cruise May 3rd. That's the sailing that we were on. I'll be talking about embarkation, our room, the service, food, entertainment, the ship amenities, the overall look of the ship, disembarkation, and last but not least, customer service. I did run into a few issues, so it's important that you stick around and listen to some of the customer service I've received. Well, the reason why this video took so long to come out, seeing that I was off the ship from May 3rd, is because the customer service I had, the issue was not resolved until just recently, a couple days ago. So stick around. That's something that I definitely need to share with you, and it's something that you really need to hear before booking with MSC. It's very important, so stick around. So firstly, MSC has a brand new terminal. It is the largest terminal in Miami and is absolutely stunning. It's so gorgeous, bright, beautiful, very innovative. It's definitely the best terminal I've been to. I've been all over the place, Mediterranean, all of the Caribbean, Mexico. This is definitely the best terminal I've been to. Hands down, it's amazing. Once you get there, they'll be taking another photo of you. Aside from the photo that you took in the app, this photo is basically for facial recognition. It's mostly used for disembarkation. You know, you basically look at the camera and these doors open up for you to make your exit out the terminal. I think this is a great idea for security purposes. From entering the terminal to being actually on board the ship took about 10 to 15 minutes. Our onboard time was scheduled from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. We arrived closer to 12:30 and zipped right through security. It was like really quick. The terminal wasn't crowded at all, and overall, boarding the ship was quick and easy. Now, we selected an infinite ocean view room on the 11th floor. This has become my favorite type of room to stay in. This has been the second time I've stayed in this room, the first time being on the Celebrity Beyond. I like the fact that you get the best of both worlds by having a large window that you could wind down and basically turn it into a balcony room. Another benefit is that the outside space that the balcony would have is now inside the room, giving you that added extra space. As you can see, we have the couch turned into a bed, and we requested them to add a crib to the room as well. It worked out perfectly. The room had a ton of storage space, and we were able to unpack most of our stuff so we didn't live out the suitcase for a week. The service on board was impeccable. Our room was ready around 2 p.m. and our suitcases arrived to our room about 4 p.m. We normally take our luggage to our room ourselves, but with traveling with a baby and a toddler and carrying 6 pieces of luggage to the room was absolutely impossible. So we had the luggage personnel bring our suitcases to our room for us. Our room attendant was very nice, and the room was always clean. No complaints about that at all. It was just perfect. Our restaurant attendant was also wonderful. He provided us with great service. He also got us into the restaurant before our actual timing. That helped us maintain our bedtime schedule for our kids because we got selected for late time dining, which starts at 7:30. And most of the time, we want to get our kids bathed at that time and be in bed by 8 p.m. So yeah, it worked out perfectly for us. So let's talk about the food. The food was fantastic. We absolutely loved the food. However, before we continue into the segment, I'm going to say that food is always going to be subjective. It's going to depend on what you like eating, uh, your taste, and your diet. It all depends on those three things. So it's always going to be subjective. You know, some people are going to say the food is bland, and some people are going to say the food is excellent, and some people are going to say, yeah, the food is just okay. You know, that's just how it is when it comes to food anywhere. wherever you go in the world. I mean, I've been to Cuba and I thought the food was great, but most people say the food was terrible. So I don't know, maybe it's just my taste, or maybe I just like eating fish, or maybe I just like eating chicken, or you know what I mean. It's all different, and it all depends on your taste and what you like as an individual. So just keep that in mind. Um, we mostly ate at the main buffet due to the fact that we were traveling with our kids, and basically they woke up at different times, so it was just a lot easier for us to manage if we just ate at the main buffet, because there's no like time restriction, and the food's just readily accessible. We could just go walk in and grab the food, so it was just a lot easier that way for us. Starting with breakfast, the breakfast was pretty typical. There's the usual breakfast items such as like a ton of pancakes, waffles, bacon, eggs. They had cereals, grits, oatmeal, fruits, yogurts, different type of bread that you could eat, coffees and teas. They had orange juice, apple juice, strawberry, kiwi, regular milk, and chocolate milk available during breakfast. For lunch, we mostly ate at the pizza and burger restaurant. Actually, we only ate at the pizza and burger restaurant. Once we tried it one time, we're just like, this is the spot. I definitely recommend that when you're on board, you go check out the pizza and burger restaurant. It was absolutely amazing. Uh, that was definitely the best chicken tenders I've ever eaten in my life. I ate there for lunch the entire week. It was there. I was there. It was really great. They served multiple types of pizza, chicken tenders, chicken wings, burgers, and fries. And last but not least, the best ice cream at sea, in my opinion. Their chocolate ice cream on board was absolutely phenomenal. They served that in the main buffet as well, but oh my goodness, I absolutely crushed the ice cream that week. I had 3 to 4 ice cream cones daily. The chocolate ice cream was absolutely amazing. I definitely recommend, and they serve it on waffle cones. I mean, they have the regular cones, then they have the medium-sized waffle cones, and they have the extra large waffle cones in the main buffet. So you need to check that out. But wow, that was some really good ice cream. Um, for dinner, it was a mixture between the buffet and the restaurant. Um, the food tasted amazing. There was a lot of variety in the buffet. There was pasta, Thai food, vegetables, different meats ranging from pork, chicken, lamb, goat, and beef. They had desserts, ice cream station, like I mentioned before, cheese and deli station. The free drink selection served orange juice, lemonade, strawberry, kiwi, grapefruit, tea, and coffee. I really enjoyed the food. Mind you, I selected just things I liked and that I normally eat when I'm not on vacation. So I wasn't really trying new things out. And that's where I think people go wrong, and they say, "Oh, the food is so terrible and the food is so bland." Is they're trying things that they normally don't try. So yeah, you might run into problems with that. But the food was amazing. Um, there are 19 dining venues included, 4 elegant main restaurants, 2 buffets, 2 venues in the MSC Yacht Club. So, in my opinion, the food was great. Now, the entertainment was definitely a step in the right direction. I've sailed on the MSC Meraviglia in 2023, and the entertainment wasn't even close. The World America's entertainment wins 100 times over. The shows were great. The World America featured all new shows such as Dirty Dancing, Odyssey, Momentous. I didn't have time to watch Momentous, but the other 2 I did. Both were really good, well put together shows. I really enjoyed them. It was really fun and entertaining to watch them. I only wish I watched the movie Dirty Dancing prior to sailing so that I could follow the show a little bit better. There were also this Lego costume show for kids. It was really good. I felt like a big kid myself. I really enjoyed it. I was super into it. My wife was laughing at me because of how into it I was. You'll see. Um, And I don't know why, because I've never owned Lego in my life. I did play a lot of Lego Batman games though, but yeah, I was really into that show. I really enjoyed it. So the ship amenities were really cool, actually. Uh, there were water slides, a splash pad, a massive ropes course, a full-size basketball court that's used not only for different types of sports, but also for roller skating and bumper cars. There's actually this swing called the cliffhanger. It's basically a swing that goes over the side of the ship, and you're swinging over the ledge of deck 20. So it's pretty cool and unique. I've never seen anything like that on any other cruise line. There's a lot of people in line to go use it. So it's very popular on the World America. There's a total of 7 swimming pools on the ship, including my personal favorite, the Botanic Garden Pool. I loved the atmosphere and the warmth it had. The pool was warm as well. There's a lot of plants in the area, and it was pretty quiet. So it was a perfect poolside relaxation spot. So when you're on board, definitely check that out. There's a kids club, a Lego family zone, a full size workout gym, a spa, a casino, and the list goes on. So the ship is massive. It's one of the largest ships in the world, so it has everything you could imagine. Now, I really liked the overall look of the ship, and I thought it was totally stunning. It reminds me of the Oasis class ships, with Royal Caribbean. The same type of design, almost like the two sides of the ship and in the middle cut out, to put a park, or, Royal Caribbean has the carousel and the water show at the back of the ship, or it makes use of the middle of the ship in a unique way. It depends on how you want to use it. And with MSC, they have the lights at the back, and they have their largest slide at sea at the back of the ships, which I mean, it works perfectly for them. It's a nice, relaxing area at the back of the ship. I really enjoyed it, especially at nighttime. There was nothing confusing about the ship. The layout was perfect. Everything flowed. Some cruise ships I've been on, let's say you wanted to go to the basketball court and it's at the back of the ship, and the elevators didn't go straight up to the top, which was really weird. Or you had to access a certain level that only could be accessed at the front of the ship. With MSC World America, you could access it on any elevator at the front or back of the ship. So layout wise, it was totally perfect. I really like the curvy exterior of the ship. I mean, that was really cool. It's totally unique. I've never seen anything like that on any other ship. The lights at the back of the ship were totally awesome. Uh, there's usually people at night relaxing at the deck, 8 lounge chairs, listening to the live music while taking in the lights. There's also some TVs at the back of the ship showing some sports. Really well thought out area and cool design at the back of the ship. The glass walkway on deck 18 was amazing. It's a very nice touch to the ship, looking straight down to deck 8. Kind of scary, but still cool at the same time. You could see with the amenities and the stuff they had to do on board, they really made this a family-oriented ship. The ship wasn't overcrowded at all. The pools and hot tubs were never crowded. The World America was very tidy and clean. Everything just looked great. I guess that's something you would expect, seeing that it's a brand new ship. So when it came to disembarking the ship, there's basically 2 options. Firstly, you can take care of your own luggage and bring it off the ship yourself the day of disembarking. This is the fastest and pretty much best option. You would typically be off the ship faster than everybody else. Usually it would take about 10 minutes or so, depending on the elevator usage or whether or not you even use the elevator. It also depends on how long the exit lines are. So keep that in mind. Before I go forward, I'm going to mention that If you are flying back to home or wherever you're going, um, and your flight is cutting it close, this is definitely the option you need to take. Definitely do not do the luggage tag option. Take your luggage off yourself, hop on the taxi or Uber it back to the airport. Because if you're waiting for a shuttle bus, the shuttle bus typically normally comes every 30 minutes. So you don't want to be waiting. You want to hop on a taxi and get back to the airport as soon as you can if you're cutting it close. If not, then you could do the luggage tag option. That's the second option. Every passenger on board is provided with luggage tags the night before disembarking. We had an airport transfer, so our luggage tags were not the regular luggage tags they normally provide. It contains instructions for a meeting point, luggage tags, and a sticker with a number on it. The cruise director would call out your number, and that's where you would be instructed to go to your meeting point or enter the line to leave the ship. So you put the sticker on your shirt, and that's how you're identified so that the cruise associates could see what number you are. Don't forget to do that. Um, for us, we went to a meeting point since we purchased airport transfers. We were situated in a main dining restaurant and waited for a number to be called, which was at a scheduled time at 7 a.m. Once our number was called, staff let us out the ship where we passed through security. Every passenger had to pass through a facial recognition scanner. The scanner then enabled the door to open for you to leave the security area to retrieve your luggage. After picking up your luggage, we were then led to the MSC bus where we transferred back to the airport. Disembarking was nice and easy and no issue at all. By the time we went to the meeting point and got back to the airport, it took about 40 minutes, 45 minutes tops. It was very easy, quick, and an enjoyable process. Now for what you've been waiting for, the most important part of this episode, the customer service. The customer service was tested multiple times on the ship. Firstly, after passing through security in the MSC terminal, I forgot my headphones. They're not cheap headphones. They're the Apple AirPod Pro 2 with MagSafe. They retail for about, I think, either $379 here in Canada or $429 when they first came out. Now they're much cheaper, like $329, but it's still not cheap. I forgot them at the scanner machine. I was operating on 2 hours of sleep as well as my wife. We tried to hurry up and get through security. We were tired and hungry, and our kids were getting a little bit fussy and antsy, seeing that they flew 3.5 hours from where we live down to Miami. So by the time we went to our room and changed our outfit, I realized my headphones were missing. That was at around 4:50 p.m. and the gangway was closed at 5 p.m. So, and the sail time was 6 p.m. Sorry. The gangway operator told me that I wasn't allowed to leave the ship since it was so close to the time the gangway was being closed. I went to customer service and they ensured me that all items that were forgotten in the terminal would be brought back on board, and I should go back to customer service at around 6:30 to pick up my headphones. Of course, this made me extremely nervous because I had to rely on both the customer service attendants and also rely on security finding my headphones and bringing it back to customer service desk on board. I was watching my headphones on my app on my phone. It's called Find My. Like you turn it on and everything is GPS accessed on that, and it could tell you where your items are, whether it's your laptop, your headphones, and your iPhone, or if you have an air tag. So I was tracking that too because I was like super nervous. But once we sailed away from the Miami port, I could see that my headphones made it on board. I went down at 6:30 as the customer service attendant advised me to, and they were there. I was very relieved that all was well. The second customer service issue happened the day before disembarking the ship. We purchased a photo package prior to boarding the ship, a 5 photo package. We agreed, my wife and I agreed that that would be enough photos. We don't need any more than that. Purchasing excursions, drinks, photo, or internet packages are always cheaper to purchase before going on a cruise, so definitely keep that in mind. We took some photos throughout the week, and my wife liked more than what we purchased, more than 5 photos. So she ended up buying more photos. The only problem with that was that my wife has a classic membership and I have a silver membership because I matched my membership with Carnival, and I sailed more times than my wife. So obviously I had more points than she did. So I had a silver membership and she had the classic membership. With that being said, that means that I would have saved 20% if I purchased the photos instead of my wife. I realized that and went to the photo desk and asked if they could refund the photos that my wife purchased and purchase it under my profile. After about a 20-minute wait or so, it was done and I was really happy. They were able to do it. It was still a bit costly and I wish we'd done it prior to boarding, but it is what it is. I saved myself my 20%, so I was happy. Lastly, the most important part of this customer service issue. The customer service issue is a big one, and that was after the cruise was done. So the day before disembarking, the cruise director made an announcement and said that the transportation to the airport is available and that you should purchase it if you need it. All children under the age of 3 are free. I was shocked because that's not what I was told prior to sailing on the ship. I called MSC prior to sailing and I booked transports from the airport and to the airport. I was initially told by a customer service representative that it would cost $300+ for the bus transportation, and I was like, that's extremely expensive, seeing that it's only a 15 to 20 minute drive from Miami International Airport to the MSC cruise terminal. Then she explained that it was a private car and that it would need car seats and so on and so forth. I said, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a bus, not a car. So she was confused right off the bat because she said that was the cost of the bus when it was the cost of the car. And that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for the cost of the bus transportation. Anyways, she put me on hold to find out if there was a bus. It sounded like the associate was new, but I don't discriminate against new people at their jobs. Like, if you're new, every one of us that have jobs, we're new at some point. So I'm not upset about that. I'm not even upset that she made a mistake. It's okay. Things happen. Things could be resolved. If you made a mistake, this is an easy one that could be fixed, okay? So she put me on hold to find out if there was a bus. Minutes later, she came back, said that there was a bus. I asked for the price. She said $30 per person, one way. I said, perfect. Then she told me the price was $180. I'm like, why is it $180? Isn't it just for me and my wife and my 2 children are free? She said that no, my 2-year-old will cost money because he would be occupying a seat, and then the baby wouldn't cost the money because we would be holding the baby, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous. But I said, okay, let's do it, because it's better than carrying car seats. Like, we already had 6 pieces of luggage, and a stroller, and we have our 2 children with us. I don't want to be lugging around 2 car seats as well if we had to take an Uber or a taxi or something like that. So, all right, let's pay for it and let's be on our way. So going back to the World America now, once I heard the announcement, I heard that children under 3 were free. I went to customer service and asked for a refund. Then they said, oh no, we can't do the refund here. The excursion desks are, the excursion desk is responsible for that department, and then you should go see the excursion people, the excursion associates. So we went over to the excursion desk and asked for the refund. Then they told me they don't give refunds on board and that I should call MSC when I get off the ship. That to me was pretty annoying, but all right, cool. I'll do as they say. I'm not a fussy person, or I don't like to cause any arguments or cause a scene. Fine, I'll do that. I'm off board now. This was probably like May 4th or May 5th. I call MSC. I see, hey, you guys overcharged me. Here's my booking ID. They saw that they overcharged me. They said, oh, yeah, we see that. We made a mistake. All right, here's what you're going to do. Email the post-cruise department and they'll be issuing the refund. Again, I'm bounced around. All right, cool. I emailed the post-cruise department, asked for my refund. An automated message came up and said that they'll respond to within 3 to 5 business days. All right, cool. 8 business days go by. Finally get a response. After 8 days. All right, read the email. They say, oh yes, we are willing to do your refund, but sorry, we don't refund to visas or credit cards in general. I'm like, what? You charged me for gratuities. You charged me for the cruise itself. You charged me for photos. You charged me for an excursion. You charged me for anything I purchased on board with my credit card, but are not willing to refund the money back to the credit card. And prior to sailing on the cruise, they asked for your credit card on the app. So you want me to give you my credit card information, and if anything goes wrong, you're not willing to refund to my credit card. I thought that was absolutely ludicrous. So I emailed us. So anyways, actually, the associate said, oh, please fill out these forms to get your refund. I look at the forms. They're asking for who I bank with and my bank account information. And they said that since they don't refund to the Visa or credit card, they're going to wire the money back. I'm like, this is just absolutely insane. That you could charge my credit card thousands of dollars, but not refund $60 back to my credit card. That is just ludicrous. So I emailed the lady that responded to the email and said, kindly, I refuse to do this because I don't feel comfortable emailing you my bank account information. It's not like, who does this in 2025? Anyways, I told her I'm not doing it and I'll be calling MSC the following day to come to some type of resolve here because that is just absolutely crazy. So anyways, I call MSC and told them I'm not doing this, and the person on the phone got upset and said that we've been doing this for 10 years. I can assure you that nothing is going to go wrong, but the credit card companies don't even assure you nothing is going to go wrong. There's fraud on all the credit cards. How can you tell me that this is going to be a safe transaction by me sending my banking information through email? Somebody, could hack into their emails or hack into my email and have my account information here. Is MSC going to cover that? If somebody hacks into my account or something, like, is MSC going to cover that? Clearly not, because they don't even do refunds to people's credit cards. Anyways, so they told me to email some type of fraud department if I don't feel safe about doing the transaction over email and see if they'll get back to me. I emailed that department, no response to this date. To this date, no response. Even to say, I'm sorry, we don't deal with that, redirect me somewhere else. No response to this date. Anyways, I don't want to rant about this segment, but it's just, it left such a bad taste in my mouth about MSC. And it's so slimy that they don't even have a phone number for the post cruise department to get your refund, to speak to somebody about your refund. They don't even have a phone number. And I left another email to that post cruise department after speaking to somebody on the phone, and they told me, leave your phone number and somebody will get back to you. To this date, nobody got back to me. So what happened? About 5 days ago, I called MSC back again. This has been like, at that time, almost 3 weeks. And I spoke on the phone, and this person argued and said, oh, we've been doing this for 10 years. I could assure you all this stuff. And I said, you know what, let me speak to your manager, like, because you're clearly not understanding that this is a big customer service issue, and you're about to lose a customer that spent thousands of dollars, been on multiple cruises with MSC, over $60. It makes no sense here. Anyways, they gave me the runaround again. I didn't get in touch with the manager. I called, and some other associate picked up the phone. I said, can you guys give me onboard credit or something else? They agreed to onboard credit, and I said to go through with the process. I checked my emails. I checked MSC online. There's still no onboard credit. So sorry for making this segment very long, but you just have to know what you're getting involved with MSC. If you use your credit card and something goes wrong, if an excursion, if there's bad weather and they cancel the excursion, or something goes wrong with MSC, your room is bad or something, the customer service is terrible. I'm just letting you know that if you use your credit card and are expecting a refund, that you're gonna have to fight for your money back. So yeah, this has left a very sour taste in my mouth, and I don't know if I'm gonna sail again with MSC. It's very disappointing, and I just had to let you guys know.